It's Esther and Hayley, just in case you don't know already.
Hello.
Welcome to the pod.
It's been a hot minute.
It has been a minute.
Excited.
Yeah. You know, some of our podcasts are episodes that have been that inspiring for people that they've literally like booked in for services of mine or like joined up for things that I've been doing just because they've listened to podcasts that you and I have done together.
Oh my gosh.
Which is really cool. Yeah.
Stop. That makes me so happy.
Yeah, me too.
I
It's
love
really
that.
nice.
I hope.
Yeah. What have you been doing?
I feel like this week has been a little bit weird for everyone. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like last week, obviously with the cyclone and everything like that, but I think it's affected people in terms of like people weren't able to continue with their usual routine. So, you know, obviously work. Like for me as an online coach, like a lot of the girls couldn't train, couldn't, you know, eat the foods they normally would. Lots of takeout, lots of Maccas, whatever.
Yeah. I couldn't make my course. I was like in the middle of the course.
Yeah.
I was meant to launch it today, but then I had to push it out for like 4 extra days because I didn't have power for 4 days.
And that's it. It's like everything, I guess, is just kind of thrown everyone a little bit.
Yeah.
But in saying that, I feel like as well, back to that, I feel like it just fucks with people's mindset a little bit because you're eating different things, you're sitting around and all of that. And I felt like that's been a lot of the conversations this week is just like, I feel like shit, you know, everything hurt. Like if you're just sitting around and stuff like that. So I think like anytime that these things happen that it's like out of your control, I think it's so important to focus on what you can control. So like same as you're like, I was meant to launch my course. I was like, fuck, when are you launching now? I can't keep up. But it's like, oh yeah, I've just, you know, it's fine.
Just roll with it.
Yeah. And it's like, that's how it should be. And it's like, just always be kind to yourself because, you know, when things are out of your control, there's literally nothing you can do about it. So it's like, okay, cool, let's focus on what we can control. What do we want our life to look like moving forward? What can we do? You know what I mean?
Speaking of what we want our life to look like, this is something that you have taught me.
Ooh.
So I'm at this point in my journey where I'm manifesting an entire new existence that I haven't lived yet. I'm really like in the head a lot. Like I'm really good at taking action. So it's not like I think about things and get analysis paralysis and don't do stuff. Like I'll think about something and then action it fucking immediately.
Yeah, you do shit fucking quick.
So quick. But I live in my head a lot with it. So I create a lot of reality by taking action that feels aligned, feels inspired, all of that. I do take aligned action. But when it comes to actually being the person of the reality that I am trying to create, that whole embodying part has always been something like in the past when I wasn't a photographer and then I became a photographer, I had a full-time job and then I started a business, I worked for myself. Like that was all like me embodying a reality. I became that person, but it was intuitive.
Yeah.
I didn't actually like have to think about it and be like, this is an active choice that I'm making. Like it was kind of an unconscious choice at the time. But now I'm actively making a reality. I'm actively manifesting this world where I earn $100,000 a month. I am helping people make money from their intellectual property and that kind of thing. Like they're taking their ideas, their inspiration, who they are, and I'm turning that into money for them. Well, they are doing it. So this is a reality that I'm creating. I'm becoming that bitch. And so I was like, there's a piece missing. And I was like, what is it? And I was like, I need to embody it. I need to be it. And then I was like, who do I know in my everyday life that has the energy that I can just easily tap into, that knows how to just embody this, how to just be in the energy of a millionaire, how to just be the person that they are transforming into. And I was like, motherfucking Hayley. You're so good at it.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah.
I feel like you're spot on there. I feel like I do embody, I'm good at embodying what I want, who I want to be and all of those things. And I guess you're good at the doing. Like you just fucking
I'm good at doing, you're good at being.
Yeah.
You're also good at doing and I'm also good at being.
Yes.
But like these are like just natural strengths that we've had. And so like I started
I love that. I've
observing
actually
you.
never looked at that before. That's so cool.
Yeah. Well, I was like looking at you like a science experiment. So this started like a few weeks ago.
I love that I know nothing about this. Like, I've been looking at you like a science experiment, just watching you.
You're just existing.
You're day to day. It's like ripping you apart. So
I'm like analysing everything. And so anyway, I basically was like, okay, so you're really good at just like emitting this experience of like Hayley is living in this way where she has a very successful business and it's helping a lot of people and she's very aligned, very clear. You take a lot of like aligned action and all that sort of stuff. You are in that energy every day. And I was like, what is it that you're doing and that I am not doing? Like, what is it that I need to do to create this? And then I realized that like, I think so much about the things instead of like feeling the emotion in my body. I'll think the thought about what the emotion looks like, what the emotion presents as, how that, like I'm good at visualizing shit. But then I was like, when I think about you, you're really empathetic. Like I'm empathetic and compassionate for sure. But you're like, a stranger in a bar will tell you a mediocre story and you're in tears. And I'm like, and I'm there for those moments. I'm like, how is she crying at this? But it's so beautiful. Like
happening?
it's so nice. And you're in the moment with the person and like that, but that ability to be that empathetic and in the thing is so powerful. So I was like, okay, so I need to have like this empathetic, emotional connection to this version of myself that I'm becoming. So then I started doing it, I started practicing it and started to like literally do what you do. So I analyzed you and then I was like, okay, I'm going to do this.
Funny.
Yeah. And so then I was like, I'm going to become way more emotional. I'm going to be emotionally this chick who I'm becoming. And then that's what I've been doing. And my whole life started changing immediately, like immediately.
That is actually insane.
Yeah.
I feel like too when you emotionally like think about what you're doing and how you're feeling and everything like that, like people feel that energy. People can see, you know, the energy or anything that you do, right?
Yeah.
So it's like I know I can put my hand on my heart and say that every single one of my clients knows that I genuinely fucking care about them.
You're so passionate.
And I'm so passionate. I love what I do and I care for my clients so much. Like you're not just a number.
Yeah.
And I think that shows, but not even just that, like people can feel it. Like, you know what it's like. I've had coaches, I've had all different things throughout my life and it's like you can feel when people generally give a fuck or they don't.
Totally.
Like you know when you're just a number.
Yeah. And you do care. Like you're like that with your friends too.
Yeah.
Like
love everyone in my life.
Literally. The mornings, you'll send me a voice message and you're like, hey babe, how did you sleep? And then you're like, here's how I slept. And then you're like, what's on for today? And then you're like, here's how I'm feeling about the day. How are you feeling about your day? What have you got on?
Is that what I say?
Yeah.
I don't even know what I say.
And then you'll go do your morning routine and then you'll tell me about your morning routine. And then you'll be like, so how's your morning been? And then we'll like update throughout the day. And like, you just genuinely care. Like you're sharing and you want to know. It's so beautiful.
And I'm always like...
I love it.
I'm always asking people like what they're eating. Like what are you eating?
You always want to know how they slept and what they ate.
So funny.
It's so awesome.
That's actually hilarious. I didn't even know that I did that. Like I do, but like it just comes so natural that I yeah.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
That's like how much love you have behind everything. You're so emotionally involved in everything. And I was like, this is the key factor.
That is wild.
And you feel everything a lot.
Yeah, I
like
do.
You genuinely have so many feelings. Like
sometimes good and bad though, because sometimes
everything comes with a good and bad.
Yeah. Literally. Because
Okay.
obviously if you care too much about some things and
You get like hung up on it.
Yeah.
Too focused
So
on
you
it.
have to be careful of that too and protect your energy, set like healthy boundaries and stuff like that, because sometimes like things are out of your control and that's fine, but you need to know that you can't control a situation. You have to just pull back and continue to protect your energy to be you, because that's
I'm at a
so
point
important,
now, I'm ready
right?
to walk away from every cunt in my life.
Please don't leave me, babe. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
That was hectic.
No, but for real. I like obviously not Noah.
Chill out, brother.
I'm not gonna just walk away from everyone, but I arrived at this point where I was like, the energy boundaries. It's not even just like energy boundaries. It's not even like I know how to protect my energy.
100%.
And I think like one of the ways of protecting my energy is not wanting to associate my energy with the very energy that I'm actually trying to leave behind.
Yeah.
But it's not to say that this energy is bad and that I'm like gonna kick this energy out of my life forever or anything like that. I just think like while I'm trying to like fully land this manifestation and become this version of myself, I don't want to be around the versions. It's almost like I don't even want to be around my own past experience expressions right now. Not forever. Not because I don't like past versions of me. I love past versions of me. It's just that I need to not be me from the past right now while I'm being me from a version of the future that I've never actually experienced yet. Does that make sense?
But that makes complete sense because...
So I've had to like let go of everyone.
Yeah.
They're still in my life.
Yeah.
But I've let go of trying to hold them there.
Totally. Because what happens is like you are who you surround yourself with, right? And you are like... As you continue to grow and evolve in your life, you're going to fucking leave people behind. Like, that's inevitable. They're either coming or they're fucking staying and you're going. So it's like, you're either coming or you're going, babe. Like,
choo-choo, motherfucker.
There's, you know what I mean? Like, that's just what it is. That's the reality of it, right? And so that's why you hear a lot when people start leveling up and evolving and all these things, friendships, relationship, like everything starts to change.
Yeah. It just does.
It just does.
Like, it has to reflect
It
your
has
reality.
to. It has to, right? Because the people that you surround yourself with are a reflection of you.
Yeah.
So that's why I always say, like, look at your close circle. Are they aligned or are they, you know, taking you, like, pushing you further away from your goals or who you want to be?
Yeah.
Like, that's so important. You know when, like, you're in your party era?
Yeah.
And you're, like, got your party friends.
Yeah.
And then you're no longer in your party era and you sort of go into your wellness era and then you're with like all of a sudden you're doing Pilates on a Sunday morning and drinking fucking matcha. Like, do you know what I mean? Like instead of being on a bender, it's like
fully. And like some friends from the party era will come on the wellness era with you, but then a lot of the friends from the party era won't. And then you notice that you start spending like less and less time, or like you only see them when you're in a party.
That's exactly right. Yeah, at events and stuff like that. So that's the same kind of thing.
Yeah,
it's the same kind of thing as in terms of like your business or how you kind of going through. It doesn't matter really what you're doing.
Totally.
Do you know what I mean? It's
because
like
also people get so attached to who you are to them.
Yes.
Right? It's like if you make someone's life better.
Yes.
And they are really enjoying being your friend. And then you're like, hey, I'm evolving now. I'm not giving you the same amount of energy I was giving you before because I need this energy for myself, or I'm going to use my energy differently now. Then those people are sometimes like too scared to allow you to do that because they're like, well, what does this mean for me? Because I feel really good with you in my life the way you are. And yeah, so I think like people can, with that, I don't think they're conscious of it. I don't think it's like an intentional thing, but I think that they can try and like keep you there. Almost like hold you and be like, please stay here with me.
Which is like even in relationships and stuff, like if you like go to your partner, like I know in the past that this is what's happened for me. I'd go to my partner and say at the time and be like, hey, I'm looking to like pursue this or whatever, like what are your thoughts? And if they put me down or be like, that costs too much money or whatever, then that would be it. That would be the last thought. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so now to have Locke, who's such a supportive, loving partner, he literally just agrees to any fucking crazy thing that I come up with.
It's so beautiful too.
But like
he's so like analytical.
Yeah.
Like the fact that he just like goes into such a trust zone with you
is why I actually never thought that this would happen, but I've got him here and we're
he's doing great.
He's doing great, sweetie. But that's it. It's like if you have support from your partner and your close circle and stuff like that, I think that's the biggest thing when you want to pursue something new. It's like, yeah, you can do all the things, all the courses, everything like that, but it's like who you're telling these things to, you have to pick your audience. Like, I'm not going to go to my mum who's never started a business saying, hey, mum, what do you think about me starting this business? She'd be like, you're fucking crazy. You left a 6-figure you took an 80K pay cut and now you started your own business. Like, what?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So that's not who I'd go to.
No, like I'm not talking to my poppy about this.
Literally. So it's like,
anxious.
Choose your people. Pick your, It's
like picking your battles.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that at first. Like
I think that's the biggest thing for me is having your people in your corner, cheering you on and supporting you. Because I know right now, my close circle, no matter what I said, they're like, fucking send it.
Yeah.
Like, go for it, babe.
Go for gold.
Like, no one's holding me back.
I fucking love it. Also, it takes a brave cunt to do that. Because, seriously, because like, if I said to you, if I was like, make this app, do it. And then you were like, okay. And then you made the app and then crashed and burned and like you lost a bunch of money. This is not going to happen, obviously. But like you lost a bunch of money and it all fucking failed and went to shit. You could turn around to me and be like, you told me to fucking do this app and it blew up in a bad way. Like it fucked up, fuck you, whatever. And then I could feel really bad and be like, oh no, whatever. But like, no, because you're responsible for yourself.
100%.
And you know that.
100%.
And I know that.
Yeah.
And I know that you're capable of this.
Yeah.
Right?
That's
and I
exactly
know that, like,
right.
you can achieve it. I know that you have all the tools within you to do it. I also know for a fucking fact it's going to be successful as fuck. But it's like people get really scared to tell other people to go for things because if it fucks up, they're scared that that person's then going to turn around and blame them for it.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like, no, you can't blame anyone for anything like that.
And just go for it.
Go for it.
What's the worst thing can happen? Something doesn't work out.
Yeah.
Whoop-de-fucking do. Like
be your own cheerleader and also cheerlead other
just
people.
go for it. Like, if you want to move, if you want to start a business, whatever, like...
Send it.
Do you, babe.
Fucking send it.
Do you. Love that.
Hey, remember when you...
Oh, no. What she said.
I just remember.
I remember when you did this thing.
Remember when you had no idea you were going to have a business and you were trying to get jobs. You were applying for jobs, so you'd been made redundant.
Okay,
and you were
that
like,
was
what
the
am I going to do?
weirdest time of my life.
And
I
you're
felt like I could,
gotta get a job. I gotta get a job.
I could not see.
Yeah.
Like I've been in some severe burnout hustle culture. Like, holy shit. Like that, the work I was doing, like it was hectic, but like I've done the hard shit. But to be in a situation where you've been made redundant on the spot,
Yeah.
and then you're trying to hustle to like,
What do I do?
what do I do? Oh my God, I just need to like get a job. Get a job, I need to pay rent, I need to do this and that. And it's like,
Yeah.
and then I'll never forget it at my old place. We were sitting there and you're like, babe, stop applying for fucking jobs. And I was like, babe, I need to live. Like, what do you mean? And then you're like, you're going to have your own business. And I literally laughed at you. I remember it so clear. I laughed
I remember
at
being
you.
like, she'll see one day.
And I was like, you're just too fucking woo-woo. I was like, I'm not listening to you, fucking whatever. And then here we are.
You did it.
But it's so weird because I didn't believe you. I couldn't see it.
Yeah.
Like, I swear to God, I
It's
couldn't
just because
see
you hadn't
it.
lived that reality yet.
Yeah, I couldn't see it.
Yeah.
And to me, it was just so out of reach.
Yeah.
That was my biggest thing, right? And I remember that feeling. And you know, like, but that's like anything in life. Like, if you're going to move states or you've signed up to a marathon or a half marathon and you've ran it and you're like, I fucking did it.
Yeah.
I didn't think I could do it. Same as a business. When someone puts the idea forward and you're like, what? No, like that wasn't even in the plan or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you do the thing and now I've done the thing and I'm like, I did the thing. What's next?
And you believe in yourself.
And I believe in myself.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. The more you show up for yourself and you do the things that make you feel good and the things that you want to do that's in alignment with your life, the people that make you happy, all of those things, your values, you create so much self-love and compassion for yourself and trust.
Yeah.
The trust is the biggest thing to do anything.
It is, isn't it? Because when you have that trust, you're like, okay, well, I can do it again.
Yeah. I can
Once
do
you
it
start
again.
one business, you're like, I can start another one.
Yeah.
Then you're not so scared of like losing and failing.
That's exactly right.
You're like, well, I started from the ground up in one place. I can just do it again.
I've done it before. I can do it again. Yeah, that's exactly it. And that's
you're
what
in more of a surrender.
Yeah, and I feel like that's what happens with everything though.
Yeah.
It's like you can just do it. So thanks, babe.
You're welcome.
Sorry for not believing you.
No, it's fine. It's just
Initially.
like my biggest thing at the moment. I'm so obsessed. But do you know what? You've helped me with this so much. Because that was such an intuitive thing. Like, I saw in you, I was like, well, I mean, you run these multi-million-dollar mining companies. You have this incredible energy. You love people. You're very creative thinking. And you thought you were never creative. You're like,
No,
I'm so
I
creative.
remember saying
You used
that.
to say it all the time.
I remember. I used to
be
say
like,
it.
oh, I'm not creative. I don't know how you be so creative.
Yeah,
was
I
like,
remember I used to say it. I couldn't see that I was creative.
Yeah, like any kind can be creative, for one.
I was like, I don't even know how to make a fucking reel.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like all those feels. I'm not good with like that shit at all.
Well, the coolest thing is by doing this
But you fucking learn.
You learn as you go, right?
And you grow. It's all a lesson.
Yeah. And this has been... Okay, so literally on the couch before we started recording this, you were like, I've never even fucking done anything for you or whatever.
I was like, I bring nothing to your life.
It's such bullshit. Like, for one, you literally taught me how to embody and like in a conscious way. And then also you keep me so on track with things because you're so fucking dialed with everything. You're so clear. You're so like precise with the action that you take on everything. So I was like, cool, like knowing you teaches me more about doing that. That means that I take this massive power that I am and I can actually hone that focus. So thank you. But one of the coolest things was this whole journey. So you getting made redundant, me telling you that you were going to have a business, you being like, I don't even know how to have a business. I don't think I'm worthy of a business. I don't know if I can do it. Then you did it. And then along the way of you growing and building that business, I was able to show you like how to make the content, but you already had the vision. Like you had the drive, you had the vision, you had the clarity, you knew what you wanted your content to look like.
I knew what
you helped me clear my content up better, but I showed you how to like make it, and you showed me how to like be more like on brand with it, more consistent with like an aesthetic.
Yeah.
And then like with the whole, you know, developing the idea of even like, hey, you can turn this into an app, like this expansion, or you can fucking, I don't know, like what, all the little things, like getting you to link all your business shit together on Linktree, getting you to start
I had no idea what a Linktree was.
Yeah, and just like helping you start your podcast, stuff like that.
I wouldn't have done any of that shit.
But the coolest thing is that I didn't know that I enjoyed helping people do these things until I was doing this with you.
The thing with you, though, is you get full froth out of it. Like, you're like, oh, babe, yep, let me just show you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that is not normal. Like,
and you'd be like, I feel bad, I'm so sorry. Like, you're doing all these things to help me. And I was like, no, I love it.
and I was like, you're an actual freak.
Yeah.
I was like, you need to make this a thing.
You've been telling me this whole time.
I was like, more people need to fucking see this.
And
more
you know what else
people.
You did? You told me about the meditation thing too. You were
I
like,
remember
babe, your
that.
meditations
I remember
are
that.
fucking
I was
everything.
telling you fucking daily.
Yeah, you were like, you need to do something with these meditations. I feel like you're going to do
Because
this
your
meditation
voice,
business.
as soon as you start talking, I'm like, oh.
Yeah. Which, like, thank you. And then I started the fucking meditation app. Because you told me about that.
This is why it goes back to like your circle, your close circle, and who you surround yourself with, because people see shit that you don't see. So in that time, like I'd been made redundant and I was in a obviously fucking hectic mindset, and I was already in burnout. My nervous system was completely shot. Like I was not well, and I could not see what was in front of me. Like I physically could not see. I didn't even know what I wanted. Like I knew what I wanted to do. I had a passion, but I actually didn't even know how to execute it in that time. And then that's why it's so important to have the people around you to be like, you can fucking do this.
Yeah.
I know you can do this. Because if people couldn't see that you could do a thing, they wouldn't be saying it.
No, exactly.
It wouldn't even be in existence,
It wouldn't
right?
even come up in their brain.
Yeah. So like if someone's telling you this,
Yeah.
fucking go.
This is why it's important to have friends who are go-getters.
Yeah.
And who are doing
Do
shit.
it, babe.
Because-
If you're not happy, fucking change it.
That's it.
Like-
just try some shit. And then you can pivot if you want.
Yeah.
Just boop, boop. It's fine.
Better. Skirt. And then it's like you're living your best life.
Exactly. Just like wham bam, it just happens. You just take some action and suddenly you're there. It's like, when did this happen?
You make it like you're like the person that's just like, oh yeah, but it's so fun. Like, you know, you can just start a business
easy.
next week. Like, it's all good. And then you believe that you can actually do it. And then you actually like, oh my God, I've just started this business because you told me I could do it. Now I'm doing it. And now...
It's like suddenly like, okay, now I have a business.
And I'm like, how the fuck did this happen?
Literally.
It's the weirdest thing when you're like, how did I even get here?
It's so easy though, hey, when you actually just take the steps.
If you just do it, once you start the doing, which
doing.
I'm not as good at, I don't think. I think I'm good
You're
at...
great at doing when you're doing. I
Yeah.
think that you just worry that you can't do until
Yeah,
you do.
that's the thing. I'm good at embodying, but then it's like doing, and then once I start doing, I'm just like, yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah.
But it's just the start.
Yeah, I think the start for you get a little bit like, should I do this?
Yeah, and you're
Am I
like,
meant to do
yeah,
this?
that's,
Like,
yeah.
And then as soon
I
as you
totally
have that
agree.
locked on
Yeah,
yes, then
yeah.
you like fucking go.
Yeah.
I think we all do that.
Yeah.
Though. I think I do that too.
Well, it's imposter, right?
Yeah. and
It's a bit of imposter. It's like, oh, am I good enough? Like, blah, 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 all of the
like
rest.
the worthiness thing.
The worthiness, yeah. No one teaches you this shit.
No.
No one teaches you this shit. Like,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
The other thing is, I think like we think that we have to find our self-worth, then we can start all the things.
Or wait
have
for
to
the
be
perfect
ready.
time, or to feel a certain way, and
Yeah.
then I can start the thing.
Yeah, it's like back when I was like learning pole dancing in my early 20s. I was like, my friend was like, do you want to start pole dancing? And I was like, well, I just had my baby. No, I need to lose weight first, then I'll pole dance.
Yeah.
She was like, can't you
Yep.
lose the weight while pole dancing?
Do you know
the
that's
point.
the biggest thing is, oh, I'll do that when I've lost
Yeah.
weight, or I'll do that when I'm happy in my body, or
I
I'll
gotta
do
become
that.
the person I want to be before I do the thing.
It's like
you become
you
that
become
person
the
by
person,
doing
yes, by embodying.
it. Yeah, by exactly.
Yeah. Embody.
Exactly.
Embody. I always talk about that. Embody your future self.
Yeah.
Embody how you want to show up.
Yeah, and you're exceptionally good at doing that.
Like that's
a good thing that you talk about.
like that's the thing, because as soon as you start showing up and doing the things you said you were going to do, that's you're embodying your future self.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
You really are, yeah.
Like,
you just like start living it.
Yeah.
And feeling it.
Yeah.
So this is, I think, like a thing that was missing when I did my photography business. Like, it was successful. Everything was good. Like, I earned a lot of money and it was all great. And I became like a whole fucking leader in my field in that area and everything. Like, the reality took form, but it would have been so much more substantial and nourishing and life-giving to me if I was able to become emotionally the person I wanted to be. Because even though I physically forced that reality into existence by working hard, if I was to use my emotions instead and be like, I'm going to lead emotionally, I would have had to work at least fucking 90% less to get the same amount of money. I would have created the reality 3 years earlier instead of having to work super hard to get to the result. You know what I mean?
Totally.
So if I was able to embody the emotions of the person I was trying to be, I would have arrived at a totally different result at a totally different time. And it's not to say that I regret any of that at all, because now I understand it. Like, I did that and I have that to reflect on, and I learned so many amazing things along the way.
So I mean, it's all a lesson, isn't it?
Exactly. I have like that experience now and stuff. But now I'm like, fuck, like the embodiment part, emotionally attaching yourself to that reality and emotionally being that person, even when the physical world around you doesn't look like it yet, or it doesn't seem certain yet, actually feeling into that person, that's when it starts to that's when the physical reality unfolds. And it's like, happens so quickly.
Yeah, it does.
It happens so fast. That's I think that's like the part when instant manifestation really lands, is when you're emotionally attached to it.
100%. Yeah, and then you'll find everything from there just snowballs.
Yeah.
I'm going through this whole thing at the moment of like, just like believe in yourself and get out of your own way. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going through this thing where I'm evolving with my business and there's like a lot happening in the background. And I think even though I've created a business and it's doing really well and everything like that, you still kind of get that imposter no matter kind of where you're at. And I think that will kind of always be there a little bit throughout your entire life. And I see this with a lot of, business owners and stuff like that who are doing fucking big things, whatever. But it's scary, man, because you're like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Like, you know what you're doing, but you haven't done the thing before.
Yeah. I think that's exactly why the imposter syndrome exists, because you've never done it and you feel like you're acting.
And this is the thing. And I'm like,
but you are acting.
Yeah, even if you're like, no matter what it is, if you're investing in yourself and you've never really had a coach or you've never really done the thing or whatever it is, and you're doing the thing and it's like, oh, it's so hard and scary. Of course it is. You've never done it before.
Yeah.
It's meant to be. That's how we grow.
Yeah.
And evolve. So this is like a big thing that I've gone through, especially like the last couple of weeks. I was really sick as well. So it's like all of this, being sick and stuff. And then I'm like, fuck, I'm not even able to show up as the best version of me because I'm unwell. And then it's like, yeah, but rest is the most productive thing. But then I'm like, oh, yep, but I'm like, oh, I need to do this. And it's like, so it's like, just trust the timing, be kind to yourself, and just know that like whatever you're doing is exactly what you're meant to do.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I think that's the biggest thing for me, because even lately, like, I've been in this vibe of like, can I do this? Like, is this like a thing that like I'm wanting to evolve? Is this like, this is it, right?
Oh my God.
I keep saying like, this is it. And you're like, this is fucking it. I'm like, all right, let's go.
You're locked on.
I'm ready to go. But I have got in my own mind and I'm like, this is going to be a lot. Like, is this a lot? Like,
I feel like this is such a thing right before a manifestation happens.
And I'm like, I'm fine. I know I can do it. But I'm like, it's just a lot. And any change is a lot.
Yeah.
It does not matter what it is. Any change is going to be fucking hard.
Yeah, you're looking into the unknown.
Yeah.
It's like you haven't done it yet.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. Like, I think the imposter syndrome and everything is so... You're right. I think... I mean, we've done enough things in our lives and expanded enough as people to know that we have experienced imposter syndrome again and again and again and again through all these things, but we've continued to do them anyway. And then eventually you become comfortable in it, right?
Yeah.
And then you expand again. And it's when you expand again that you go in the unknown again, that then you feel like the imposter. Because when you, like you said before, you haven't done the thing yet. You haven't lived that reality yet. So, of course, it's going to be an element of you acting. You're literally being a performer. And when you think about an actor on stage, or sorry, not even on stage, in a movie, and you think about like an amazing drama actor or whatever, to get into the emotion of the person who's like crying and doing all that stuff, having the tears and conveying the emotion that then we watch the movie and then we're crying and they are in that emotion. They are acting as that person, fully emotionally feeling it, even if they've never experienced whatever it is that they're acting about in the movie. So that we're doing that, but because we're not embracing it, well, we are now, but like in general in life, like it's so common for people to not embrace that part that we're actually like acting for a part of it. When we're going into a new thing, starting a new business.
I've never looked at it like that. That's so interesting.
Because we don't actually know what we're doing. We are just stepping out of our comfort zone. We are trying.
We're not meant to know what we're doing.
No, exactly. We learn it on the job.
Yeah.
But because we're like, okay, well, I got to become this reality. I got to be this person. So you start acting and you emotionally get involved in it. You take that life on. But that's when people are like, oh, I'm an imposter. And it's like, no, cunt, you're not an imposter. You're acting. And then the reality will unfold and that will be who you are. Then you won't be acting. Then it will just be real and the exact thing that you are, and it will be completely authentic.
Totally.
So when you're having imposter syndrome, reframe it in your head and be like, I'm not an imposter. I'm an actor.
Yeah, I love that.
And I'm creating this reality.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's, wow.
That came through for me really recently. I was watching a movie
and
I was like, I was watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah.
And I was just like laughing along with the things, and then I was thinking about what it would be like to make that show and all the emotions they would be in and all the things they were conveying, and I was like, wow, this is incredible. And I was like, wait a second, this is exactly what happens when you're manifesting. And then I listened to 2 podcasts where the people talked about it, and I was like, obviously this is the theme at the moment.
Yeah.
The universe is like, it's about acting.
Listen.
Yeah. You're not an imposter.
That is amazing. It's so true. I feel like, a lot of conversations I do have, people are in their own way, and it could be like even coaching, or even people reach out to me about starting new businesses and stuff like that. And I just say, babe, honestly, just start.
Yeah.
Like, just go for it. What's the worst that can happen?
Yeah.
Like, quite literally, what's the worst that can happen?
Yeah. Who fucking, like that's exactly it. And if you ask anyone who's ever fucking done anything and you're like, how did you feel at the start of this thing that you've done? Everyone who's ever done anything was confused, lost, scared.
It's normal.
Yeah. You just gotta do it.
Just do it.
Gotta fucking do it.
Do it.
Don't be a bitch.
Oh my God. I love that. That's so funny.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's pretty much what I'm going through as well. Like, pretty much the same theme. Like, no, I haven't been feeling like an imposter. Not consciously. Maybe I have. But you know what? No, I have. It's just shown up differently. So I, like with this course that I'm bringing out now, I'm basically saying to people, I'm going to show you how to monetize your intellectual property. So your ideas and your creativity and your wisdom. Like, literally, you can just have gone through something in your life and have the wisdom from that thing, and you can monetize that.
That's where people don't realize, though. It's like, babe, you've actually gone through this for a reason.
Yeah, turn it into gold, babe.
Yeah.
Fucking become a millionaire because of all the things that you've been through, all the skills that you have.
Yep.
Easy. And I guess it was imposter syndrome about that, because I was like, well, who am I to teach people how to monetize something? Who am I to teach people anything like this? And then I like looked at myself and was like, what the actual fuck, Esther? Like, because I go so fast through life, I forget what I've done. I genuinely forget I have an app.
Dude, you move so... I've never met anyone that moves so quickly.
And it's like a blur.
It's actually not normal.
I forgot fully, actually, that I took meditations that existed in my brain and I turned them into a real thing that people could listen to, and then people paid me money for that. I forgot that I fucking did that, and then I took it to the next level and made an app out of it.
It's fucking insanity.
I fully forgot. And then I also took, I understand about branding and turned that into an ebook and sold that. Like, I've been taking my intellectual property and turning it into money now for fucking ages.
Because what you think as well, when you're in that vibe, it's like you think that people just know these things.
Yeah.
Kinda.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing, right? Because it's normal.
Because I just figured it out.
But it was when you started teaching me all this shit, I was like, wait, babe.
Yeah.
I was going to literally pay someone thousands and thousands of dollars for this shit.
And I'm like, oh, you can just do it like this.
And I'm like, what? And then that obviously created my business sooner than what I anticipated.
Yeah.
Because I had the knowledge from you, and the support and the power to just be like, fucking go for it.
Yeah. And so basically I've packaged what I did for you up, and now I'm going to sell that, and that's my intellectual property
and
as well.
And even at the time when you taught me, you didn't think anything of it.
Yeah.
You're like, oh yeah, this is what you do that.
Exactly.
And I was like, that's
you just kept being
actually crazy.
Fully. You just kept reminding me. You've been drilling it in my head now for like a year. You've been like again and again and again. You've been like, babe, these are crazy skills that you have. Like, you got to do something with them.
You're a fucking witch.
Yeah. You're like, how do you do this? And I've been like, I don't know, because it's like breathing for me. It's fucking easy. But
easy.
That's the exact thing that you turn into money. The thing that's as easy as breathing for you.
Because you're passionate about it, right?
So passionate. And I love doing it. I love talking about it. So anyway, I've started making this course and everything, but the thing that just keeps blowing me away is how I had this low-key feeling that I wasn't even fully consciously aware of, but I guess there was a part of me that was like, I wish I could do something that helps people make a lot of money, because I'm on such a path of like, I'm going to be a multimillionaire, and I know that I'm going to turn around and help people do the same, and I wish I could do that. But then I was like, oh no, I got to wait till I have millions and millions of dollars before I can do that. And then I was like, wait, what? I was like, Esther, you're literally already doing the thing. Like, you're literally already living this reality. You take intellectual property and you turn it into money. You don't have to work a full-time job anymore. You don't work for anyone else anymore. You set whatever schedule you want. You fucking figure out your day each morning. You know exactly. You do whatever you fucking want. I've completely set myself free, and I had imposter syndrome about whether I could teach someone else how to do that. And it only just hit me like 2 weeks ago when I started the idea of this.
It's an actual joke.
Literally. And then like I was like, okay, I'm going to teach people how to have a podcast. And I was like, that'll be my course because I can teach people that easily. And then I was like, made the podcast course, get so close to launch it. And I was like, wait a second, I'm going to do the podcast course for free. And then I was like, I'm going to teach people how to monetize their brains. And then now here we are. I've decided to do this literally probably fucking 2 or 3 days ago. I've recorded half the course content already.
It's insane. Every day I wake up, I'm like, oh, what's she going to do now? What's happening now? So it makes my like dreams and like whatever's next, I tell you, because I'm like, oh, she's just going to
put fire behind it.
Literally. And I tell you like, oh, babe, fuck yeah, you can get that up in 2 weeks.
Yeah. I'm like, it's easy. Just do it like this.
Whoa, buckle up. Jesus Christ. Oh my God, I love that. I love the energy.
Same. We are actually unstoppable.
This year is huge. Like, I actually feel sick.
Oh my God. 2025 was fucking hot.
I knew it would be. I could feel it. Like, I actually knew.
Yeah.
What are we in, March?
Yeah. March. That's crazy. This year has just got a fucking flame behind it.
It's wild. It's
really
so
exciting.
Good. I feel like heaps of people are feeling the same. It's really cool.
People are ready to just change their fucking lives.
Yeah, I agree.
Everyone's hitting the reset button.
It's so cool.
People are fucking breaking up left, right, and center.
I know,
people are quitting their jobs everywhere. People are
Someone says to me they're like broken up with someone, or like they quit the job, and I'm like, oh my God, tell me more. I'm so excited.
I'm not like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm like, wow, congrats. Obviously, it was meant to be.
Yeah, literally, it's so exciting.
Yeah.
Fucking set free, baby. Set free.
Hell yeah. That's what we're here to do. Cool.
Love it. Thank you so much.
Love you. Thanks for listening, everyone. Do you want to plug whatever you're doing?
I am Hayley Rockcliffe. You can follow me on Balanced by Hayley, my online coaching platform for training, nutrition, mindset, balance, all the things.
Yeah. It's good too. It's fucking good. It's top quality, babe.
It's so funny.
Genuinely top quality. It's really what you've created is fucking mint.
Thanks, babe.
It's so like you are literally someone who can run $1 million companies, and you've started this business that you're passionate about, and it's absolutely incredible.
It's so cool.
And you're changing lives.
I love it so much.
I am literally healthier and fitter and more on track because you're in my life, and I'm so happy to have like you as a friend.
You're like, I've never known anyone that's so happy to see like a full fridge of food.
Yeah,
I'm like, babe, look at my fridge.
I'll come over and visit, and you open the fridge, and you're like, oh, look at what I got. You're like, it's so fresh. I went to the markets, and you open the drawer, and you're like, I've got this and this and this. It's so wholesome.
I just get so obsessed.
It's really beautiful.
I love it. I love it.
Yay.
Live your best life, queens.
Yeah, absolutely.
Love you.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.